Thank you.
Well, let's get straight to a CNBC-TV18 exclusive then. Mr. Anil Agarwal, the founder and non-executive chairman at Vedanta, believes that the metal industry is in for a super cycle. I caught up with him to discuss their business outlook. Let's listen into excerpts of that conversation as he talks on his EBITDA target, demerger plans, and says he expects a valuation of around $1.2 billion per million ton for his steel assets. Let's listen in.
$10 billion is if you look at, we are the largest producer of zinc, silver. We are the only people in India doing the largest recycling of our slag, recycling, which is the most environmental friendly. So we are very confident. Aluminum, we are the largest producer, 3 million ton integrated. Everything, if you look at our iron ore, look at our iron ore, we are going to produce 70 million ton of iron ore. If you look at our oil and gas, I'm so excited about oil and gas. We have offshore, we have onshore. We are the people who are producing and started exploring and the drilling program in the Northeast, especially in Big Boy and all the Assam area. So very excited about oil and gas. Each of our assets are a trophy asset.
Now, you've talked about all these businesses, put it together, but also what the street is looking forward to is the demerger of these businesses. Could you tell us the timelines and have approvals come through?
Yeah, it's all done. It's all, we have got majority of lender approval. We are in the process. NCLT take time and go through a whole process, which process will take place, and then it will be demerged.
So by the end of this fiscal year, we could have the units separated, 6 listed entities of the Vedanta Group?
I think so, because certain things are in my hand, certain things are not in my hand.
Okay.
It is in the hand of NCLT. NCLT normally takes 3-4 months time, but sometimes they can take 1 or 2 months more also.
The other focal point, Mr. Agarwal, is the steel business. I'm aware that you're in conversation with various buyers and, maybe in the next couple of quarters that should get closed out. How sure are you? In the first half of this fiscal year, should we see that steel asset getting sold at a good valuation? You want to give us a hint of the valuation you're looking for?
See, first of all, on the demerger, it was absolutely important because each of our business is a independent business. And my vision is time to come, each of the 6 businesses will be as big as Vedanta itself, because the huge demand and demand is double-digit growth. So I'm very excited about to create value for my shareholder. Each of my shareholder will get, if he has a 1 share of Vedanta, will get 6 shares of demerged company. So that was on demerger, and that was the right thing to do, making a very strong with the management. As far as the steel is concerned, steel, we are one of the best prime location of a steel asset, which is in Jharkhand, near Bokaro, is in the Bokaro. We have a proximity of all the raw material, iron ore and the coal. We are proximity of all the railways. We are proximity of all the gas. So this is the best location for anybody to start production of steel. Very clearly, our Prime Minister has said that there will be 300 million ton of steel production. And India is at the moment producing only 120,000 ton. So the huge demand-supply gap in steel. So this is the one thing which is a brownfield, which can produce 20 million ton of steel. So we have put this asset on the basis that if we get 1.2 billion per million ton, we have a 3.5 million ton of plant, which at the moment we are producing close to 2 million. 3.5 will be by end of this year. So we are 100% sure that if we get $1.4 billion and get not the distress sale, if somebody has a vision to produce, take it forward, we will look at, and if we get a price of $1.2 billion per million ton, we may consider to take the view.
All right. So your ask is that per million ton, you want around $1.2 billion. Are we getting that correct?
3.5 million ton. 3.5 million ton.
So what is the total valuation you're seeking for this 3.5 million ton plant?
Yeah, around 4.5.
4.5. Okay, all right. That appears to be a tall ask. And how confident are you that you see, this getting closed out in the first half of the fiscal or sometime during the fiscal itself?
We are very comfortable. Every of our shareholders want us to be in the steel business. We are already producing almost 2 million ton steel in Goa. So both put it together, it will be 5.5 million ton. We have strategically decided not to be in a steel business or become very big in the steel business. So we are getting very good response internationally and nationally. This is a very good, if you look at, this is the norms of the price, 1.2 billion, because the assets are not available. If anything comes, we look at, otherwise we'll keep expanding our plant.
Let's talk about the zinc assets as well. That stock price itself of Hindustan Zinc has more than doubled in this calendar year itself. Any conversation with the government of India? We were talking about an OFS as well a few months ago. When do you expect that to happen?
See, zinc we are the only producer in the world as a major producer. If you produce 300 million ton of steel, which is India going to produce 300 million ton of steel, then you need 3 million ton of zinc production. We are only producing 1.2 million ton. So it is a question, and no, you cannot start zinc mines again. So this is the one which is the business which we are going to expand at least 2 million ton time to come, because that is the requirement. I'm always averse about import. So very excited about Hindustan Zinc. Hindustan Zinc can be any price. It can be $100 billion company. It is a company, and whenever government want to sell, they can sell. It is up to them.
All right, but you haven't heard about a potential OFS in the near term?
We hear every time, it is always in the government's mind to sell the shares. They call us, they decide us, they give the mandate to the bank, but action has to be taken, and I'm sure something will happen.
What about at the parent level? That's the fear from a India stockholder's point of view. How is Vedanta Resources placed? On the debt, in the last few years, you've gradually been repaying some debt. And now you're far more comfortable if you even talk about it, in comparison to what it was 2 years ago. It was close to around $10 billion, which has come down drastically. What's your message to the shareholders here of Vedanta Limited? And what's the deleveraging plan at Vedanta Resources?
See, the total debt on the Vedanta Resources, Vedanta Limited is the subsidiary of Vedanta Resources. All put it together, the total debt in the company is $12.5 billion, which is not even one and a half time or 1.2 time of the profit what we made. As far as the total debt on the top is concerned, we have the trophy asset on the top, which is, we own the largest copper deposit of the world called Kankula Copper Mine, which is on the top. And we are looking, people are looking forward from us. Would you like to dilute some equity into the KCM? We haven't thought anything so far. I think we are very comfortable to address the debt. We have a good cash flow and good dividend that should take care of all the debt payment of VRL.
Could you look at folding in KCM into the listed entity Vedanta Limited? Would that be an option?
I don't know. At the moment, it is with the private company on the top. I'm ready to do anything possible which can help my shareholder. Okay. And I promise that the first preference of Kankula Copper Mine, copper will go to India.
Okay, all right. The Vedanta Limited stock, that's bounced back, and it's bounced back in a huge manner. What's the plans with regard to your holding in the company? It's come down a little bit to around 61.5% or thereabouts. Will you look to reduce stake further? And also, Are there any plans of diluting equity?
We have 62%, 61 point something percent of holding on the of the company, and we are comfortable. Any investment bankers comes and gives me some idea, we will work on. At this point of time, there is nothing on the card to take our holding down below 61.5%.
Okay, that's a very exclusive conversation with Anil Agarwal of Vedanta. But